Today I'm gonna answer a question which has been asked to me by so many business owners, and this is such an interesting and mind-blowing phenomena what actually happens. So the question is, why do I still experience lack even when my business is doing really, really well? So yes, your business is doing well, your revenue is increasing, more clients are coming, things are going really well, but still you don't feel the abundance. It doesn't come in your bank account. Something happens, the money leaves. What's going on? So this is really interesting because when you think about receiving money and holding money, because there is a completely different frequency of receiving and there's a completely different frequency of holding on to it. You can receive a lot of money, but it can leave. Your car can break down. You can manifest an expense. Something else can happen, right? So yes, you can receive a lot of money, but how do you hold on to that money and how do you actually experience abundance? Like it actually changes your life. You actually get to enjoy it. And this is a different frequency. So what happens is that we have actually an energetic capacity to receive money. If you think of a glass, let's say the glass capacity is half a liter, it's a huge glass, okay? And after half a liter, if you bring hundreds and thousands and millions of liters and pour it into a glass, it won't be able to hold even 1 milliliter more or 0.0001 milliliter more because that's its capacity. It has reached its capacity. So that is what you're experiencing right now. You have reached your energetic capacity to hold money. And although you are receiving more money, but it's leaving, right? Sometimes it can happen that you just incur more expenses or unexpected things are happening, or some people are asking for refunds, or money, you're just overspending and you're not even realizing, right? So all these things are an indication that you have reached your limit to receive, and not to just receive, but to hold on to it. And now it's time to extend your energetic capacity. So I have met and worked with and seen and observed a lot of people who experience this. And a lot of my clients come to me in the beginning, they're like, my business has been doing well, but I never seem to reap the benefits. Like it never comes to me, right? Or what I've also seen is, because whenever I meet people or whenever I'm interacting with people, this information I live and breathe every single day. I look at people from this lens. This is all I see because that's what I'm obsessed with to get better at every single day. I notice that their business idea is so good, that they're doing incredible, their product is good, everything is great, but somehow there is this lack. Somehow I can feel the energy of lack, like there is something not right? And what is it? It's the lack in the mind which is manifesting in the physical. Right? So now let's really look at your energetic capacity, because if we don't, you can have the greatest business on the planet and you will still experience lack. Okay? So when we talk about your energetic capacity, what you want to understand is that, what do you really feel about money? What do you really think about money? What is your experience with money in the past? What is your relationship with money? Is it a toxic one where you have it and you spend it like you stole it? Is it that you always feel like money is not going to deliver and it always falls short, like it has been your experience all your life? Or it has always been that you had to sacrifice, maybe you were the oldest child, or you had so many cousins and siblings and you had to sacrifice and you couldn't have everything? Or does it have to be that you have to go through some kind of hard work and unpleasant experience? And that's why even with your clients and sometimes in your business, like things seem to be so hard and there's so much resistance and you are making it very complicated and hard. Like you believe that you have to go through some kind of pain and sacrifice and it doesn't have to be pleasure, right? Or is it that because you didn't receive the love and the attention and the affection and the fact that you are worthy and you're loved and you really deserve it, that's why you're sometimes just depriving yourself of and you're not giving yourself the money that you deserve, and you're you find that every time you're this close to the breakthrough, it just leaves, it doesn't happen. And it could be that you're trying really hard, but every time you're this close to receiving it, or this close to the greatest abundance, it's not there. Like, and sometimes what I've also seen with business owners, which is really, really interesting, is that a lot of us have come from the place of really difficult life, like having nothing and making it like a fairy tale, like being in the trenches, being in the worst place, and then breaking through and creating our businesses and creating a beautiful life, right? And creating the abundance and creating this movement, or creating, our purpose on the planet, right? But the problem is, although we go from a very bad place to a good place, but our energy is always the sacrifice energy, the hustle energy, the grind energy, the hard work energy. It almost feels like we are dealing with one problem after the next. There is one problem, and then there's next problem, and there's next problem, and even when there is no problem, we think it's a problem. So let's say you have your biggest cash month, okay, and you did really well and you're so proud of yourself. Now you're thinking, how will I do it again? So you turn the greatest blessing into a problem. Instead of saying, I am becoming a match for that, I hold that energy, I see myself, I'm worthy. Now we are saying, how I'm gonna do it? It means all of a sudden this thing, which is the vibrationally aligned, it turns into a problem, right? So this is what we want to really look at, that what are you doing? What is your energy? What are you experiencing when it comes to money? Are you just turning everything into a struggle? Like, even when you have money now, that you're receiving the clients, you are doing well, instead of saying, how can I innovate from that place? How can I build the momentum? You again go in lack. You again go in, it's not going to work. I have to fix it. Are you in the fixing energy? Are you in the lack energy? Are you in the problem solving energy when there's no problem? Are you working on another fairy tale when there is no fairy tale needed, when the greatest stories can be built from, I was good and I went to great, right? So what is the way? There is an internal shift that you want to make when you're going from good to excellent, to out of this world, because the fairy tale energy and the sacrificing and hustle and suffering would take you from bad to good, but it can't take you to extraordinary, because on that frequency, it's ease, it's flow, it's joy, it's abundance. There is no lack, there is nothing missing, there is no problem. It's better and more. Like if you look at like Apple, right? Apple, every single year or every other year, I don't know what their specific strategy is, but they are launching new iPhones, right? And I think now they're at 17 or some model. But it didn't mean that their old iPhones had a problem. They're just making them better. They're just evolving with their iPhones, right? So that's how we see our business. We don't find problems when there is no problem. We don't create bad when there is no bad. We don't turn it into a hustle and struggle when there is actually no struggle. And there is evolution and growth and extraordinary and better and incredible and out of this world frequencies available to us, right? So what I realized was, we do this because we are energetically still coming from sacrifice and struggle. And then what we do is we keep operating on that frequency, and we keep on, every situation turns into a problem and a struggle and something that you want to solve. And when we do that, we are starting to now turning that and reflecting that in our business, and we keep going on lack. So we go from great to lack, good to lack, done to lack, I did it to lack. Instead of saying, what I have now is enough. There is no lack, there is no problem. So instead of working from your your reaction and thinking lack when there is actually no lack, it's just in the mind. You have enough food, you have enough money, you have enough of the things you want. Now we are going more than enough and crazy amount of money. We go back in lack and we turn the enough into lack, and then again we are solving a problem. And you cannot create incredible exponential wealth from lack. So again, there is a bar on that. There is a ceiling on that. That's why even when your business does well, you bring it down by injecting lack, by injecting a problem, by injecting not having. Instead of looking at, you know what, I'm good now. let's go for great. Let's go for incredible. Let's build. Let's use the inertia. Let's take advantage of the momentum instead of stopping it all down. Because what I've also seen is that often we, as our programs are running or our products are running, we stop everything and we turn that into like a problem. So we will let our feet off the gas, and we will stop the acceleration, and we'll stop the growth, and we will turn it into zero, and then we'll build again. Like again, a story, a fairy tale, again from rags to riches. So we create rags in the middle because that exists in our mind. The limitation exists in our mind. And it doesn't have to be that way. It has to be, I'm going from good to great, from great to insane, from insane to illogical, from illogical to out of this world, from out of this world to out of this whole universe. Like I'm just evolving every day, and there is no limit. But for that, you don't have to go in the lack. You don't have to jump in the ditch. You don't have to create problems, or you don't have to take your feet off the accelerator and say, I need to stop everything to start the momentum. You can build on that. You can build on the greatness. You can build on those things. So the key for you to actually experience true abundance is continue to hold on the string of enoughness. Continue to hold on the string of there is enough. There is no problem. I'm not going from dopamine hit. Oh, I'm not doing enough. I should be doing more. Why I'm doing that? Oh, it didn't work. No. There is enough. You're doing great. It's going well. Let's not inject lack. Let's build from abundance. Let's build from good to extraordinary to out of this world, and you'll be okay. It's working. Right? So this is where I want to look at where are you injecting lack in your day-to-day life, and how you can focus on having and more and momentum instead of focusing on lack and then creating it artificially and then trying to turn it into a fairy tale and then solving the fairy tale. It's not needed. Okay? And I'll see you soon. Bye.